Hey YouTube, coming at you with what's going to be my, call it second last Great League team. I've got one more video coming this afternoon which has like the best of the rest teams that I've used. So check that out this afternoon. But this one is sort of a variation on the one I posted yesterday. So yesterday I used Powder Snow A9 with Swampert, and then I'm like, and then G-Fisk has like a safe swap. And then I was like, you know what? When it comes down to it, I'd rather have just a charm damage, because you do so. The problem with that is like Metacham is still like an iffy matchup if you run Powder Snow, because you just get outpaced to the counter and the Psychic, and then like Lantern's a really tough matchup, and you do win the Owl, but it's still like not even that amazing, quite honestly. So I was like, you know what, let's just go for the heavy damage charm. Stuck with Stunfisk, and I'm like, okay, I need a third, something that's like all around safe, and I'm like, okay, we'll do another Umbreon ABB style team, draw out a fighter with one of the two, both of them pretty good safe swaps in this league, and then charm it down. So I start off really well with this. Like I had some 5-0s early. You're going to see some of these battles. Again, you can come in either when you want. Obviously, if they have a Stunfisk lead on your Ninetales, you're going to come Umbreon because that's just the safest. I expect that if you're staying in and you're throwing, it's likely an Earthquake. It'd be kind of weird to just stay in and bait a Rock Slide, but Lantern comes in, and that's okay. So like, I'll be able to throw off a ton of foul plays. This is the thing with Umbreon. You don't get, unless you get like a Fairy on it, you're not, even fighters, like fighters are a little rough, but they're not too bad because you're so tanky. You can take these moves so well. You charge pretty quickly to get to the foul plays, and these foul plays don't hurt a ton because you're Umbreon, right? But they add up, right? So end up banking that, or just getting out of there, knowing that like this A9 is kind of useless to a certain extent, because I know. So I'm just gonna charm this down because I think Umbreon with its bulk is pretty good. But even so, like, because you still get to the weather balls pretty quickly, like they chunk, and then this tries to like farm a bunch, but like look at that charm damage on a resisted steal. Like that is okay. I will quite easily take that. And now let's see, do I come Umbreon? Yeah, because I'm almost out of move, and force them to throw or shield if they want to get a move off here, which is fine if they do. So they have, let's see, they have Lantern. I was going to say, I'm going to shield because again, it's likely to be an Earthquake. I can see, I don't know what's in the back. It could be the Owl, which you could have an okay matchup with your this, or Trevenant. So that is okay. And I play this Trevenant matchup a bunch. I've already talked about this G-Fisk Trevenant matchup when it's even. So this is okay. It takes just 2 Rock Slides, push a bunch of Mud Shots to take this out. You can live with Shadow Ball. They still need to get a C-Bomb off or Claw all the way down, but it's going to get risky if they start to Claw all the way down. Could be close though, but they're going to probably have to throw, or else I'm going to get to a move. Yeah, so a CMP here. So good CMP, but by that point, the damage is done. I can just come in and Snarl. They'll have a Seed Bomb, which is fine. Not going to get to it. Okay, so they're just short. And now I need to get to 2 moves, and I have 2 moves for the win here. I don't expect them. Yeah, I'm not even doing this. I should do the circles a little bit, but it's at like 1 HP. So, and I expected them to shield anyway. So take it out. Umbreon's tanking this for the win there. Trevenant lead. So this is where the lead's a little worse. I may do like a few and then try and catch on Umbreon, right? Because look at those. Look at that charm damage. Oh my goodness! I'm just gonna charm all the way down. Okay, like that charm damage is a lot. Except they're like 2 C-Bombs now. I should have tried to catch. If I remember, they get back to back and I have to double shield. Yeah, this is misplayed. I definitely, if you're in this situation, you can. I don't mind the charm damage at the beginning, but you need to try and catch on the Umbreon. They come in with a Frostlass, and I'm like, oh, you are very weak to this. So I bank a ton of energy, thinking that it may be okay later. Take the Avalanche because again, I can take anything here. They do not try and catch, so this will definitely grab a shield because otherwise it will take him out. Which is fine. So there's 1 shield. Another Avalanche not going to take me out because Umbreon is tanky. So I'll take this no problem. I'm still loaded with energy on my A9. So here comes a second. It's either they're going to have to shield or they're going to go. So it's shielding. So they're weak in the back to this too, right? They're going to be able to get a move off. Yep. Good CMP. I may just come in with G-Fisk and like farm with Mud Shot, quite honestly. Yeah, as I was supposed to say, I expected them to have energy. I don't want to do a CMP. I'll just come in, take this move, farm a bit. And now my A9's loaded. Oh, and the Sableye will get absolutely lit up by Dazzling Gleam. Why am I running Dazzling Gleam? Because for some reason over the past month, I've gone from 175 charge TMs to 40 charge TMs between this and factions and other tournaments. So I'm down to 40 charge TMs. So I am not wasting TMs unnecessarily here. So I just kept, obviously Psyshock is probably the better move to run on this when you're running a Charm Shadow version. But Dazzling Gleam is what I'm running because I am just out of, not out of, but pretty close to being out of charge TMs. So I got Chip on the Charizard. I shield up a Blast Burn just because, again, Shadow Charizard Blast Burn is just going to hurt. Doesn't matter how tanky you are. So I'd much rather take a move from almost anything else in the back before that. So I shield up the Blast Burn. Again, Thunderbolt is a good move, but it's not a good move when you can just kind of like tickle it there. Again, I'm kind of sacrificing this knowing that the Charizard is probably going to hurt this. But you know what? So I got a move. And this is where I'm like, man, this charm damage is OP. So this is fire, which resists charm. So they have to shield here. I guess we're both shadow, but then it's just like they have to like that charm did a ton of damage. And if this is not blast burn or fire, yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna shield. I shield blast burn. Oh, and it is a fighter in the back. That is rough. That is real rough. They have to shield this or they're gonna go down. Probably gonna okay, so I'm coming G-Fist, that's fine. Knowing that I can get to a Rock Slide. Knowing that a Suit Power won't take me out. Frenzy Plant's still gonna hurt. They just go for Suit Power, won't take me out. Tried to catch the next move on Umbreon, knowing that they're already lowered and I can probably survive this from this range. Just throw the move, get this out of here. I have a move on my G-Fisk. They're probably low on energy. They let it go. I know what they're thinking. They're thinking that they need to get to a Blast Burn. Oh, I'm out of move anyways. Oh, we see MP. No, that's what I was supposed to say. That's not a Blast Burn. They just dumped their Blast Burn. So this is only a Dragon Claw. Able to take the win. I like the idea. You need a Blast Burn to win there, so you need to get some farm, but not going to happen. Nidoqueen, terrible lead. G-Fisk or Umbreon here. I just find Umbreon safer than G-Fisk. Just because of the meta, like, I know meta champs out there, and G-Fisk, you're just, like, losing no matter what. And I'm going to lose no matter what, too, but these foul plays are going to chunk. Unfortunately, you are met with a Bastiodon, and that's kind of worst-case scenario, because you lost lead. This is 100% a loss, especially after the Nidoqueen got a move off here. So my only option is to come in with G-Fisk, knowing that my Charm A9 is useless. So this is rough. So I'm gonna lose this game. I can just tell you that right now. So I did pretty well with this team. Again, A-B style, try and draw out a Medi, punish it with A9 with the Charm, and then the other one should roam free. You have, like, A9 still does well against the Owl, even with Charm. You have Stunfisk for the Owl. Umbreon just tanky enough to deal with anything. So it was an okay team. What I found with this team, what this team's the problem was if you're going to run Charm A9, you can't really, this game's over, just, yeah, I'm going to leave probably. If you're going to run Charm A9, you have to kind of run two Pokemon. That will put some shield pressure on. Because the problem with this is that even if I grab, let's say I just run Charm and I'm charming down and I throw Weather Balls and they shield. Like the foul plays, Earthquake's a hard-hitting move, but outside of that, like foul play is not going to do a ton, right? So in most situations, they don't need to respect it. I come in here just because I know that every move that Deoxys could throw is resisted here. Right? Psycho Boost, Rock Slide, Thunderbolt are all resisted. So I just came in here. Just got to go straight Earthquake against Umbreon because there's no point not to because it is so tanky. Yeah, so outside of like if you don't get any Weather Ball off, you get just a bunch of charm damage, your backline's going to have a tough time grabbing shields. And that's kind of what I noticed, and that's kind of why I think I changed the team to a bunch of others that you'll see this afternoon. Again, this is a good team for grinding because you have bulk in the back, you have charm damage on the shadow in the front, you have coverage for the meta. So it's not saying that it's a bad team by any means. And I got to be like, again, pushed to like 28 something, mid 2800s. So it has potential for sure. I just found like if you're against something like tanky, that doesn't take super effective from charm, you quickly have to use shields on ninetales and then don't have the shield pressure in the back to get it back. So that's kind of the limitation of this team that I found. Going to let this go. Even shields. Come in Umbreon. Come in Defense Deoxys, which is fine. They throw a move. I shield a Thunderbolt. Oh yeah, because they're only down to 2 Pokemon. And once I shield 1 Thunderbolt, I should be no problem taking this out because Foul Plays. This is why you don't really use Deoxys anymore and you just use Metachamp because Deoxys is still weak to Dark. So you just add an unnecessary weakness compared to Metachamp here. So goodbye. I'm not saying there's no reason to use it, and that's kind of false. There is a reason to use it, but I just think Metachamp's better if you have it. Terrible lead. There's your Metachamp. That's fine. This is why I kind of like Umbreon. Power Punch. I've seen so many more Power Punches, and the more I think about it, the more I kind of like it, especially in the mid game here. I see, and I think, so here's the thing. This for Metachamp, if you're just as, I've seen so many Power Punch Metachamps. I think if you're using Metachamp in the back here, I think Pup is the way to go. Because you are just going to see so many things in the back come in that are likely weak to fighting as well. Right? If you have it on the lead, it's a little trickier to just go like Pup and stuff like that. You really only use Pup if you can like ramp up on something. So there's no point of like using it on the lead if all you're going to do is like even if you Pup something and then something comes in to like hard punish you, you're not going to stay in, right? So that's why you kind of need Pup in the back to run, like when they're switch locked, to just run up. And then like, man, when that thing's buffed 2 times, like even resisted, it does a ton of damage. Plus their second move, if you have like an Ice Punch and you have like a Trevenant come in, if you're like double boosted with an Ice Punch, like you gotta shield, you gotta respect that, right? So I think if you're gonna using it on the switch, I don't mind a Power Punch, Ice Punch. If you're losing on the lead, I think Ice Punch Psychic is the better play just because you have more coverage and you're using it on lead just for like safer matchups. Toxapex comes in, which is rough for my A9. Can I get an Earthquake off? They shield it. I should be able to get a second one off because they are switch locked here. Can I take this out with an Earthquake? Probably not. No, this thing's tanky AF. Coming here to just sacrifice this, knowing that the poison's resisted and I can mud shot down at this point now because I have to throw here. They're probably at a second brine though, so I don't think I can actually. No. Not that there's a ton of poisons, but like this is kind of, again, Charm's weakness. I've seen Venusaur, I've seen a couple Nidoqueens, I've seen a couple Toxapex, so it's not super common. But I guess I've seen some Shadow Vix too. That's the only problem with that, right? You're just like, Charm just limits you severe. Plus, oh, there's tons of Steel, right? But again, you kind of have answers for Steel in the back with G-Fisk and Umbreon. Umbreon less so. So this team is a bit weak to like, yeah, like a double Steel team. So that's the only sort of weakness that I see. So they come in with a Sableye. So they're probably double weak to this in the back. Lantern, Sableye. Coming in here with Sableye. Maybe you have like a Trevenant or something in the back. They're going to have to go for the return. So I'm going to shield. Yeah, and this is my thought process on this one. You're coming in with a Sableye, against an Umbreon. That's a terrible matchup. So if you're coming in with this, you probably have something like a Trevin in the back. So I want to try and keep this alive. And they're only going to throw the return. Lickitung. Okay, so not as bad, but still very bad because all your licks are resisted, which is why they try to save this or like take me out here. With 2 shields, they think that they're okay. Body Slam ain't going to do anything on an Umbreon. I'm going to bank and snipe. Again, this does do good chip damage, so I probably expect a shield. Yeah, you don't really want to take any move from a Charm A9. You could probably live 1 Body Slam from here. I just get, oh, took me down pretty quickly there. And now, what are my options? G-Fisk, farm, and take a surf, or just get this out of here? Yeah, get this out of here, because then you know that you have a decent matchup in the back. It's not terrible. Hopefully I can just farm down without taking a move. I can, that's great. Get a foul play off, and then at this point, it does not matter whether they let this go or not, because G-Fisk is going to have no problem sweeping here in the back. So I'm pretty sure that was one of my 5-0s. So yeah, good team. Limitations, obviously. I don't love ABB style teams, but it worked for me. Yeah. Pros and cons. Charm versus Powder Snow. Someone asked this in the comments the other day. Quite honestly, like, with A9s, it's tough. Like, if I was going to run a team like this again, you might want, not that you see a ton of poison, but you might want a second option for poison in the back, just because like if you see one, it's really rough, and like a second option for like a G-Fisk lead. Actually, Umbreon's not bad. It's just like if you have a G-Fisk lead, you terrible lead, you have to come in Umbreon, and then if they hard punish you, you're gonna lose, and then they're gonna be head on. It gets tricky with the G-Fisk lead. So I kind of like Powder Snow, but the charm damage is just so like dominant. Like Powder Snow, you can get into matchups where it's like I said, the Medicham matchup is you think like you're fairy. I mean, you're half ice, but you're fairy, so you should be doing well against Medicham. But like the counters and the bulk and the getting to Psychic before you get to Dazzling Gleam with Powder Snow, it's just kind of like So that's kind of why I like Charm too. So honestly, you can use both. Both are good. Team comp is what makes a difference. Anyways, that is it. Like I said, ragtag of 2, maybe 3 teams this afternoon. Yeah, so check that out, and then that is it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.